When I was 22, my life was completely derailed by a false accusation. I was close with my extended family growing up, especially my aunt's side. My cousin Emma, fake name, was 4 years younger than me, and we'd been close as kids despite the age gap. During a family reunion weekend, Emma and I had gotten into an argument over something trivial. I think it was about a card game. She'd been moody all weekend, which wasn't like her, but I figured it was just teenage stuff. The argument wasn't even that heated, and I thought we'd moved past it. 2 days after everyone went home, I got a hysterical call from my mother. Emma had told her parents that I had sexually assaulted her during the reunion. I was absolutely blindsided. Nothing, absolutely nothing, remotely like that had happened. We hadn't even been alone together for more than a few minutes at any point. What followed was the most nightmarish period of my life. No police report was filed, but my aunt and uncle were convinced I was guilty. They told everyone in our extended family. My own parents said they believed me, but I could see the doubt in their eyes. My dad kept asking if I'd misunderstood signals or gone too far after drinking. The only person who fully stood by me was my older sister, who had been at the reunion and knew the accusation made no sense given where everyone had been throughout the weekend. The family essentially split into two camps: those who believed Emma without question and those who weren't sure what to believe but distanced themselves from me anyway, just in case. Some relatives I'd known my whole life suddenly stopped talking to me. I wasn't invited to family gatherings anymore. I lost friends whose families knew mine. I sank into severe depression. I dropped out of college with just 1 semester left. I couldn't focus, couldn't sleep. The idea that people I loved thought I was capable of something so horrible broke me. I started having panic attacks whenever my phone rang. 6 months after the accusation, I decided I needed a complete break. I moved across the country, changed my phone number, deleted all social media, and cut contact with everyone except my sister. I took random jobs to support myself while finishing my degree online. Eventually, I built a decent life, new friends who knew nothing about my past, a good job in IT, even a serious girlfriend, now fiancé, who knows the whole story. For almost 10 years, I've had no contact with most of my family. My sister visits me a couple times a year and gives me minimal updates. My parents tried to reach out a few times early on, but I couldn't handle the way they treated me, so I eventually stopped responding. Then last week, I got an email from my mother with a subject line that just said, "Please read, important." I stared at that email for 3 days before opening it. My fiancée, Leah, offered to read it first, but this was something I needed to face myself. When I finally clicked it open, I wasn't prepared for what I read. My mother wrote that Emma had recently confessed to making up the entire accusation. According to my mom, Emma had been going through a difficult period at the time. She'd been sexually assaulted by a teacher at her school a few months before the reunion. She was traumatized, angry, and when we argued during the family gathering, something snapped in her. She displaced her trauma onto me, someone she felt safe enough to be angry with. Mom said Emma had been in therapy for years and finally worked up to confronting what she'd done. She'd apparently told her parents the truth about 6 months ago, and they'd been trying to figure out how to approach me. The email ended with my mother begging me to call her, saying the family was devastated by what they'd done to me and wanted to make amends. I shut my laptop and had my first panic attack in years. Leah found me hyperventilating on the floor of our home office. After I calmed down enough to show her the email, she held me while I oscillated between rage and numbness. A week passed. My mother sent another email, then another. My father called Leah's phone. They must have found her number somehow, asking if I'd received the messages. My sister, who's been my only family connection all these years, called to confirm that yes, Emma had confessed, and the family was in turmoil over it. They know they can't just apologize and have everything go back to normal, my sister said. But they want a chance to try to make things right. I didn't know what to feel. Part of me wanted to scream at them all, to make them understand what they had put me through. I lost my early 20s to depression and isolation. I'd spent years in therapy dealing with abandonment issues and trust problems. I missed weddings, births, my grandfather's funeral, all because of a lie that no one bothered to question. Another part of me felt a strange relief. For years, I'd carried this shadow, wondering if some people I met would somehow find out about the accusation and judge me without knowing the truth. Now there was vindication, but it felt hollow after so much damage had been done. "What do you think I should do?" I asked Leah one night. "I think you should take your time," she said. "You don't owe anyone an immediate response. Whatever you decide, I'm with you." 2 weeks after the first email, I received a handwritten letter from Emma herself. It was 20 pages long, a painful, detailed accounting of her own assault, her mental state during that period, and an exhaustive apology for what she'd done to me. She explained that she'd been a confused, traumatized teenager who didn't understand the consequences of her actions until years later. She didn't ask for forgiveness, just said that she would understand if I never wanted to speak to her again, but that she needed me to know the truth. Reading her letter was like reopening an old wound. I felt sorry for what had happened to her, but it was hard to separate that empathy from my anger over how my life had been derailed. Then yesterday, my phone rang with a number I didn't recognize. Against my better judgment, I answered. "Hello," I said hesitantly. "Jason, it's your dad." His voice sounded older, more fragile than I remembered. For a moment, I was transported back to my childhood, fishing trips, learning to drive, the proud look when I got my college acceptance letter. Then I remembered the doubt in his eyes when I desperately needed him to believe me. "I got the emails," I said flatly. "And Emma's letter. We want to see you, son. Your mother and we've been saving for years to come visit whenever you were ready. We could fly out next weekend if you'd allow it." I told him I needed time to think and hung up. That night, Leah and I talked for hours. She pointed out something important. Forgiveness doesn't mean you have to let people back into your life. It can simply mean releasing the anger for your own sake. "Whatever you decide about reconnecting with them," she said, "you deserve closure." After much deliberation, I agreed to a video call with my parents first. It was strange seeing their faces. My mother's hair had gone completely gray. My father looked thinner. They cried almost immediately. "We failed you," my mother said. "There's no excuse. We should have believed you unconditionally." My father couldn't maintain eye contact. "I keep thinking about all the years we lost, all the ways I could have supported you instead of," he broke down. I remained composed, almost detached. I explained exactly what their doubt had done to me, how abandoned I'd felt, how long it had taken me to rebuild my life. They listened without interrupting or defending themselves. We agreed to take things slowly. I'm not ready to see Emma yet, though her parents have reached out separately. My aunt's email was particularly difficult to read. Apparently she and my uncle nearly divorced over the guilt once the truth came out. Part of me thinks, good, you should suffer for what you did to me. But another part recognizes they were parents trying to protect their child, even if they were catastrophically wrong. Leah suggested I write letters to everyone involved before deciding on in-person meetings. Express everything I need to say without interruption or immediate reaction. It's helping me process my thoughts. My sister is getting married next spring. Initially, I wasn't going to attend because of family complications. Now she's asked if I would reconsider, not for anyone else's sake, but because she wants her only brother there. It would mean seeing everyone for the first time in a decade. I still don't know what I'm going to do. The foundation of trust is irreparably damaged. My life is good now. I have Leah, fulfilling work, true friends who know and value the real me. I don't need these people who abandoned me, but they are my family. And while I can't forget what happened, I'm considering whether there's a path forward that doesn't involve either total reconciliation or complete estrangement. Maybe there's a middle ground where I can have occasional, limited contact while maintaining the boundaries I need to feel safe. I keep coming back to something my therapist said years ago. Forgiveness is not about condoning what happened to you. It's about refusing to let it control your future.